ready to go. Happy painting. Quick look through the palette before we get started today. As usual, got my dippers. I've put in some terps in there, bit of painting medium there, which is my homemade medium of stand oil, terps and Damar varnish, equal parts. I've got a Michael Harding warm white there, very cheap and nasty cadmium yellow deep, but it's quite good for tinting the colours. A lemon yellow, bit of cadmium orange which has been left over from a previous time, but it's still usable. Same with the cadmium red. Magenta, the tube spat open a load of colour. I would need a fraction of that, but I was quite annoyed. It's a brand new tube and it just was really stiff to open, and all of a sudden I was pressing too hard and it was shot out, and that was the result. I've got an Indian red, a raw sienna, no burnt umber today, got raw umber, violet, cheap violet, but that's nice for sort of I use that for tinting colours and adjusting colours to grey them off a bit. Ultramarine, bit of manganese blue, put out some sap green and an ivory black, and I've got my old fridge shelf glass palette with me as well, which I really do like using outdoors. One day I'm going to get myself a proper bit of safety glass that fits inside the box, and that's all I'll need. Then I won't need to take this as well. Right, okay, better get going. Right, got my head in the way, shadow unfortunately in the way there. I'm just wondering whether to have this coming round like this. Yeah, let's try that. Let's have that up there. There's your gap. So that's going to run across to about, we need to get this to about here. And that sort of swings around. Oh, it goes off like that. And then got this hedgerow in front, which might be quite nice dark. Drop that across there and have a nice cool area of field. Something like that. So that's your, I think it's Pill Creek, I think, around there. We can bring that, I think we're going to condense that in. Let's get some sky in a minute. Just cover this with something. Get something in on that water. Quite a big area, and we've got some trees in the middle, which is quite nice actually. A couple of boats. So not too worried about the colour at this point. I'm just getting this sort of locked in, so I know where things are going. Now I'm just going to use the paint slightly thicker now and add a little bit of the medium. I'm just going to place some of these sort of sky blue areas in. Let's just get a few of these clouds in actually. Let me just mix up something slightly warmer now to go against that grey. Same again, slightly thicker paint, a little bit of medium. We just pick out some of these clouds. Maybe a bit too much, just change the yellow slightly to a lemon yellow now. I'll just put that one up the top there, I quite like that there. This paint has virtually dried already, it's amazing. A little bit of medium, what that'll do. Certainly makes it easier. So yellow, green. Yeah, we'll keep that dark, I think. Just get something in there a minute. I'm going to put that in up there. I really like that. Let's just bring that round. There's a bit of a... So then we've got to drop these cooler colours. I want these to drop in behind, you see. So that goes like that. There's a field in there. That runs across. There's a lovely green field in there. Nice fresh green. I like that. Drop that down like that. I've got a cool green across the top. We'll keep it the same for the minute. Runs across the top then. So we can afford to put a bit more sap green into that. Change that slightly. Then that runs across, right the way across then. Right, that's good. And what we'll do, I'll chuck some of that in here now, while we've got the colour. So we will include this. Just sort of a loose idea of this field here. So this is the, laying some greens over that paint that's still quite wet there. So what we'll do, add a little bit of medium into that. So I don't want that to be too in your face. It's got a sort of sit there against everything else that's around it. I might just leave that fairly loose. That back into this area now. So we've got that. That's quite distant there. That needs to be lightened. It's not actually that dark now. Quite yellow. Let's bring that across more to here. So that's more like that. Oh, I'll leave that in. That's just slightly in the wrong place, but I quite like it. So I'm going to leave that in. These are a bit darker on the horizon line, so this drops down like that, and then this sort of comes up above it. Here, more of a yellow. That's quite nice, that one. I like that. It's around the corner here. It's not. Yeah, it's a bit lighter than I've got it. A few other colours in. There's that pheasant back again. Right, this is the tree line at the top. Something like that. Okay, that's where we're at the moment. We've been painting for about 40 minutes, something like that. Looking over there, Another sort of changeable light. It's sun's starting to break through again now. It was out when I started, then it went in, went a bit flat. Just start to break through again behind me, and this is where we've got to so far. And quite thin paint so far. I'm going to thicken it up a little bit in places to try and keep that sort of flat feel that I've got to it, and just try and put a couple of boats in, a couple of trees in front of the water, overlapping, give us a bit of depth. I'm not quite sure what to do about that foreground really, but I'll have to have a think about that. Where that hedge runs across in this field, I don't really like it, but it is there, so we'll see in a bit. But yeah, just closer look while we go through. I'm going to take a break for 5 minutes now, going to have a little drink, snack, and I'll get back on it. Quite happy with the sky. I quite really like the sky, the way that's gone on. The colours ideal. And certainly in other areas, yeah, it's just that foreground, I'm not so sure about that. Okay. The sun's come through at the back now, a bit of a glare on it. I'm going to stand to the side so I can see what I'm doing because of the glare. I'm going to run that along here, which is that low beach is there, and runs across up to here. And I'm just going to drop that in about here, and then we'll do the same. We'll have a few brighter marks dotted around. There's all the boats over there. They're sort of lined up there in the boatyard. Right, let's have a look. I've got that. That's quite nice in there. So up here, there's some trees. Yeah, that's too dark. There's another field in there. That can go in there. That's not too bad. Actually, the position of that's quite wrong. Actually, it should be more like here. Got a few sort of brightish greens in here. It's like gardens. See that more now. It's the sun's come out. There's quite a nice green in there actually. Let's get that in here. It's actually quite nice. I think, change that up quite a bit actually. That can stay like that. That's what just comes down like this. Yeah, let's just add a bit more of a brighter blue into this water. I think now the sun's sort of got onto it now. Not going too mad. So we're just scumbling that. It's like a scumble technique, but it's wet into wet. And I think that'll help quite a lot actually. Get a bit more of a lively scene then. So that water was looking a bit dead. Just a bit of medium in there, that makes quite a difference. Just dropping it on the top. There's a light patch in there. And it's quite light under there, so that's quite nice. That's just a bit sort of greyer in that there and there. This water changes all the time. Just got to go with your instinct really. Let's get this brightened up, this foreground a minute. Gone quite orange actually. I'm going to add some orange into here. let's get some of these boats in. Marking a few areas where these boats are. There's one right down the bottom there. It might be quite nice. So I'll just put that in there. Can't really see the back of that. That white's gone quite lemony. Might have to just grey that off a little bit. There's a little bit of a reflection underneath it. I can't really see much of that though, so there's a mast. Mast goes in there. I've just got to put that up there like that. That's got a mast that runs from back there. Not there. A bit thicker than that. We'd like to put these in freehand if we can. Not too worried if they're not dead straight. Oh, gotta make a right mess out of that, don't I? That's really bad. There's something a bit darker in there. And he's got a mast tied back in there somewhere, like that. Let's get some of these boats in a bit better. At the back there, loads of masts. Over there, we've got a house in here. There's a house up there. And some stuff up there as well. In the water we've got a few masts up there as well. There's another boat, we can't quite see that one. There is one tucked in there as well. In here, quite low down, just a little bit of that there. Sort of like that. Let's get this hedgerow sorted out in the back. Right, so I've got the house, got that fir tree, and that runs up there. And there's another one. That's those little sort of fir trees up there. Okay, so that's where we're at. I think we're going to call it a day on this one now. Battery's just run out on the other camera, so I may have missed some footage, but as you can see it's changed quite a bit out there. It's gone quite dark. These foreground areas which were glowing orange, and that have really completely changed now, as you can see. So yeah, we're going to call that a day, and I'll just leave it in the studio for a bit, and we'll see if it needs any messing about with. I may quite like to leave it as it is. And yeah, there we are. I've got that, quite like that that area here, quite like that. I'm not sure about the foreground yet, so that's the sort of thing I need to just have a look at in the studio. But yeah, so there we are. You can see some of my sort of scratch marks in there on the surface. I quite like to scrub the paint in, and you can see the texture of the sort of gesso primer just brushed on quite quickly with quite a big brush, that one. But yeah, we'll call that a day for now. Right, well that's what we ended up with. Lovely spot again, courtesy of Matt on his farm just up the road there. And that's the Restronguet Point, and the view around Low Beach, Pill Creek around there, and Trelisic is up that way. And this is just the start of the Roseland Peninsula here, and that goes off that way up, and Falmouth is sort of basically around here, that way there. So yeah, it's all part of the project for the exhibition up in Truro Museum, Royal Cornwall Museum in Truro in the summer, from July till December. It's a big one for me, so trying to get as much work done outdoors as I can for it. It's a bit more authentic, and I love it anyway. So yeah, nice oil on board study. This is about what, 16 by 12, something like that inches plywood panel, and yeah, good fun. The light's gone now, so that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed that one, and please consider subscribing, it all helps the channel. And thanks for watching, and bye for now.